Liar, liar, your pants are on fire. You are the betrayer. You are the infected. You are the minion of Mordred. You are the werewolf. You are the alien. You are the Cylon. I mean, I don't know which one of you it is, but I will find you. I'm Ralph with JTRpodcast.com. This is my top 10 tips for social deduction games. Number 10 is be consistent. Now, there's no point being an all-knowing, loud conversation leader when you're not the traitor, and all shy and retiring when you are. This is especially important for games that single you out, like the Chameleon or Spyfall. For 4 rounds you're brash and confident, and then suddenly you're all quiet and not saying anything. It's a big giveaway, so try and be consistent throughout the whole game, or just play at random levels and see what happens. I admit I'm terrible at this, especially with Spyfall. I can't help adding a silly pun into my question when I'm not the spy. But when I am the spy... 9 is watch how people say no. Ask someone a question such as, are you the werewolf? And then listen to how they say no. If they close their eyes or if they look away, then maybe they're lying. If they play with the word, like stretching it out over no, or maybe they sing no, then it means they could be lying. Of course, if they hesitate, they could be lying. There's no guarantees here unless it's seriously out of character. I've taken to say nah to every question I need to say no to. Number 8 is I, me, mine. Now, a lot of these tips are more useful for proper lying, lies told outside of a board game. We all know about the magic circle, as they call it, the unwritten rule to abide by the actual written rules, not to bring any baggage from the outside into it, not to take anything out of the game with it, and a lie or bluff is part of a game and shouldn't be considered part of someone's personal character. However, some people still can't disassociate themselves from a lie within the game, so listen from avoiding the use of I, me and mine type keywords. Try and push them, try and make them take ownership of their actions. Go on, be mean. You don't have to push hard, just a little bit to make them feel ashamed of what they did and maybe make them a little bit speechless. Then you'll know. If you are the betraying character, take ownership of all of your actions. No one will hate you for it. Hopefully. Number 7, surprise them. Cognitive load refers to the amount of mental effort used in the working memory. Lying uses a lot of this as someone is recalling false facts, meaning they're imagining something they didn't do so they can verbalise their actions. This is where the element of surprise can come in. If you suddenly ask someone something and they are lying, it will take longer than usual to reply. They may even trip over their words. Another reason to surprise them is they may have preloaded answers for questions in their head, so try and ask them something out of the blue that they wouldn't expect, or word a question differently so it's something they're not expecting. If you are the traitor, be ready for anything. 6, ask for the actions in reverse. It's easy to recall something that actually happened. You can see it unfold in your head and you can verbalise what those actions were as you have done them. But if you're doing something you've made up, as we've already spoke about earlier, it's harder to recall those facts. But, and it goes back to cognitive load again, it is much harder to recall steps taken when in reverse if the person hasn't taken those steps in reality. This is an important technique used in police questioning, so you know it's good. How to avoid it? Well, keep your fake actions to a minimum and hopefully you'll be able to recall them easier in reverse. 5 is body language. Let's start with the eyes. Are they darting around? This is said to be the person looking for an escape from the room. Are they blinking too much? Now, lying when you're playing a game and having fun, or unless you're pathological and really enjoy it, causes a huge release of dopamine which can cause excessive blinking. Alternatively, shutting you out of the eye line with long, slower blinks, that may be a clue as well. When smiling, does the skin bunch around the eyes? This could be a fake smile, which could be a clue. To the head, look, watch them shaking their head while they're telling you what they did. That's them basically telling you that they disagree with themselves. Are they pursing their lips or sucking in? Lying can cause the mouth to dry. Also look for sweating and blushing, arm folding and general hand wringing. These are hard things to avoid doing and really easy things to spot. Now, in a recent game of Secret Hitler, I noticed that the 2 fascist players and the Secret Hitler themselves, we all had our arms crossed like this, so I just subtly unfolded them. Number 4, the eyes again. Not only are they a window to the soul, they are a compass of lies. Depending on which of the 6 directions people are looking when they recall information will determine what kind of information it is and how they are recalling it. We're interested in left, right and up. If they're looking to their left or they're looking up to the left when they're recalling facts, it's probably the truth. However, if they're looking to their right, it's probably a lie. Directly to the left is auditory constructed. This is remembering a fake sound. Up and to the left is visually constructed, remembering something they haven't actually seen. Just watch for them looking to their left when they're speaking, which is of course your right, unless they're left-handed, in which case it could be the other way round. I never said this was easy. Also remember that some people will look at people they trust around the table and other people will look down at maybe their cards when they're lying. A nice safe place for them to visit. Number 3, talking and doing. This is straight from my old friend Cognitive Load, so if you find it difficult to lie while you're trying to remember something, imagine how difficult it is to lie, remember something and perform a manual task. In games I generally push someone a deck of cards to shuffle as I ask them a question while they're doing it. If they stop shuffling to answer, I'll take what they say with a pinch of salt. I've also waited for someone to start pouring a cup of tea before asking them something, to great success. So I risked burns of flooding the table with twinings, but I won, so worth it. Number 2, listen. A main point is just listen. You don't need to be a detective, but listen for inconsistency, tone of voice, anything weird or false. But be careful, in a recent game of cockroach poker with a new player, I had this guy right 95% of the time, then 80% of the time, then 50% of the time. What was going wrong? Well, as the game went on, the new player was less new. They were experienced now, their tone had changed, they were no longer unsure of the rules or gameplay, and they were more confident in their strategy and their lies. I had to adapt to change my strategy, like asking them a question while they're pouring tea. Number 1, diversify your group and game. Brackets, practice, close brackets. Of course, practice. Playing new games and playing with new people is a good way to hone your skills and gain some experience. Everyone is different and some people are really good at lying during a game, so you want to play as many different people as possible. Playing different games with different rules and play styles will help you learn to adapt on the fly. So get out there and take these games as seriously as you can. It's the only way you'll get any better. Of course I'm kidding, these are mostly party games, so remember to enjoy them. While crushing the opposition, of course. So let me know what you think of this video. Are there any of these tips that you're going to try in your next game? Are there any tips that you do use that I've missed? Please let me know in the comments below. Remember to like, share and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at JTR Podcast to find the blog and social links at jtrpodcast.com. I've been Rob, aka Jesta ThaRogue, and I'll see you soon.